Okay. Hi, I would like to explain my code, and I start from merge. Here, um, I want to this code is for take columns which I need from raw data, which is my data set complaint. And then it includes the year compensation amount, compensation type, compensation status. And then as the same as flight 2015 stage area, I would like to have cancel air system delay, airline delay, weather delay, and then as the same as time the stage area, I only want to the year, which is 2015. So as you can see, this is my table. I get those things from the raw data, which is complaint, and here is my flight stage area. But on the other hand, I add alternate tables to change structure of data, which I add data source, and then it shows data source 1, which is flights 2015. And then if in that case, flights 2016 could be data source 2. And at the same, I put another alternate table, and then I want to update a date as start date, because on 12 December 2020, this date, I make this table, and then I want to it clear in order to some changes for slowly change dimensions, and people can see different date. And then after that, I move on to quality check, because those table, as you can see, because I have already done so, but you can see those raw data, for example, like compensation type, and then it has like such as like 0 or dash, those things, because we don't know what does that mean. It's those new value could be anything, so we need to arrange it and need to clean it. So we need to do quality check and then transformations. So here is my code. Here is my code for quality check. So I think I can show you like this. I can run. So because I have already done it, so let's the 0 rows update for descriptions and make those non-value as not known, and then it's the same as those things. And then it said value too large for column. I guess I assume because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 character layer, so it's too big for my table. So I think I can change it here. It's a component type. Voucher only 8, so I think I should change things here. Voucher, and then I just put 52, and then I change. Oh no, I do it again. Compensation type 52. Next, finish. So then I can try it again. We are in this. So now it's like 5 rows update. So we can see here area, so compensation type less than none, no. Before it's dash, it's something we don't know. And we do in the rest of it. So like here, I think it should be fine. And then so because those zero doesn't mean everything, it is as compensation type, it should be like rebooked, refund, voucher, and the zero means it those delays, so it doesn't compensate something to customer. So I make it clear as late. And then laws changed. I would like to put into ETL log. So firstly, I create ETF log, and then I give it sequence, and I insert the data to document. So here is the things, and then we can see the end, the ETL log for complaint. So as I said, let's ID sequence and then data error code. No, because I already changed it, and then because quality checks and then date and then complete and those things, and as the same as flight quality check. You can see here I got code for flight too. Here's quality check for flight. So firstly, as I said, like those zero things means no. No, before you can see those data, flight. So sorry, I got too many tables here. Flight. So before, because for example, I want to like, it has something like this, like dash, and then I put it in those. This means no value here, and then I put zero because number can be clearer than just dash, means none, and then. So as a sense as complaint quality check, we can see my code here. No. So firstly, loss dash, loss new value, I put zero instead. In airline delay, air system delay, weather delay. So zero means no value layer. And then as I said, I create ETL log of flight 2015. I give it sequence, and then I put data to document what I have changed. But let's a bit different things because now I want to. You can see here. So because those columns, and then for me it's pointless if four of lengths are no value. So at least I want to one column. I want to it has value at one column. So I get rid of when all of columns are no value, and then I use this. Like I update stage area, and then I select all of it from stage area, and the lesser condition I required. Air delays no value, cancelled no value, air system zero, weather delay zero, and I delete from when everything is no value. So I think it's fine. You can see. Oh, okay. here. Maybe I can try. Oh no, something wrong here. Yeah, 0 row delete. So because I have already done it, but what I want to say is if there's no value in each of columns and which is pointless, so I delete all of in order to make my data, my stage area more clean, more simple. Okay, after that, okay, I need to do quickly, I think. I want, and after that, I need to create the dimension from QCEE, from star schema. So I create the flight dimensions here with premier premium key, and then those column I need, and I give it data type, and as the same as component dimensions, and then table fact here, components. But here, like time ID, component ID from other dimensions are foreigner keys, and then the report ID is primary key, and as the same as time dimensions here. Okay, and then so I have all of dimension table. Now I need to load. Here, here is my load code. So I need to put sequence to time dimensions, and then so I put it 2015 directly because my data set is from 2015, and it's the only year I want to measure. And now I'm doing so yeah, one row inserted, and then now data table for now I need to create table as temporary temporary tables, because I want to pick those columns from stage area which I have already done clean data, and then I give it sequence, and I put those two together to flight dimension. So now I can see, like, because I create temporary and a big temporary table for selecting those columns, so it doesn't have ID here. It's only it doesn't have ID here. It's the only have a columns, and then I create a sequence, and I put sequence and the columns to flight dimension. So now, as you can see, it has ID here. Yeah, and then as the same as a complaint. So create those things from stage area, and then this is my temporary complaint tables, and then I give it sequence, and then I insert those data and the sequence to complaint dimensions table. So as you can see, my complaint, oh, I think I add it again anyway, but I just want to demonstrate my code is okay. So here I want to, no, this one. Here. So here, this is ID, but I think there's more rows here because I add it again. Anyway, and now I need to do fact table sequence, and the same as it. And then I have made many temporaries temporary tables to calculate my calculate value for measurement. So like I I can drop this, drop temporary fact flight 1. This is about flight, and I create it again to select this column. So now my temporary table only weather delay, and then I want to count how many weather delay layers. So I create another temporary table to count the weather delay, and I change its name to number of weather delay. So now, as you can see, my number of weather delays 41 times. And then as the same as the list, but I want to know how many minutes, total minutes of weather delay. So I drop the temporary fact flights 2 and 2, and I create it again, and I use the function which is sum up. So now this table, and it shows that the total minutes will be 2,698. And then it's the same as flight 3, and I want to know how many times of cancellations of flights. So you can see in 2050 only one times of cancellations. And then we are going to talk about the temporary fact complaint. So I dropped it and I can show you. And then I create temporary fact complaint once, and then I want to have flight ID number and the complaint status from complaint dimensions, but my requirement, my conditions will be complaint status should be closed. So here, and then I want to count how many closed status in the data in the table. So I drop this again and make another temporary table, and I create this table which has flight ID number and count every complaint status because it comes from the fact complaint 1 which is closed. So I count all of closed as total number of calls, and I group by flight ID number. And then you can see here is my temporary 1 table is my flight number, and then here is close 1, and then I want to count it, so it become 2 because before it's 1, and then because I count again, so it's add again, so now it's 2. Okay, and then this is the con uh con the temporary tables in order to calculate measurement. Okay, and then there's the load one. So I use this because I got every data from the temporary table. So I use this code to insert the data to my fact table. And then I put its sequence. Also, because temporary fact table should be equal complaint dimensions. Otherwise, it will repeat the same value. So as you can see, my fact complaints just 90 rows here, and then here the IDs doesn't repeat, and then time ID because my time dimension only 1, so it's only have 1. It only has 1, and those ID doesn't repeat. Okay, and then I want the last final at the end I want to talk about SCD. So here is my SCD code. I create a table can document as CD, but I want to like change. For example, I change the temporary comp- complement because sometimes they change flight ID number because in some circumstance like their plane has some issues like security check and then something aircraft issue, so they probably will change other plane to fly this route. So for example, like if they change this one, and then because it you original is this date, and then I apply changed, and then I use this code. I use this code. Uh, I use this code. So one row inserted, so we can see my component dimension should be one more row and with the different ID. So this way document can record slowly change dimensions. And then yeah, I think here is all my code. And I would like to say something like, because at the beginning my star schema, I want to show my star schema. At the beginning, my star schema would like this. So let's flight dimension, type dimension, component dimension. I want to have more measurement, but at the end I couldn't make it because it's more practical to only get one measurement and then use less dimension to come up to practice this case study. And then I think this is a bit shame, but I'm still trying to get more measurement and then to learn more. So just I want to mention that I have done lots of ETL and then work on SCD, but at the end, like it's too difficult for me to get more measurement. It's too complexity, and then yeah. So I think that's it. Thank you for listening. Hope you can understand my work. Thank you.